The Ottoman Empire stood as the most formidable power of its time, conquering vast territories with ease. Yet, their march into the Balkans was met with fierce resistance. The people of this region fought tirelessly, resisting Ottoman rule for nearly 2 centuries. One battle, in particular, exemplified this struggle for independence, the Battle of Kosovo in 1389. For centuries, the balance of power in the Middle East had been shifting. The Celtic invasions and the Crusades drastically altered the political landscape, leaving the Byzantine Empire weakened. By the 11th century, the empire had already begun losing land to the Seljuks, and the Crusades, initially aiding the Byzantines, ultimately led to the sack of Constantinople by the Latins. The fragmentation of Anatolia changed its ethnic and religious composition, as waves of Turkic tribes settled in the region. The Mongol invasion in the 13th century only worsened the situation, further destabilizing the lands and pushing more Turkic groups westward. Among these tribes was a leader named Osman, who, in 1299, was granted a small piece of land for his military service to the Seljuks. Unlike other tribal leaders, Osman rejected internal disputes and focused on expansion. His son, Orhan, continued this vision, capturing Prusa, modern-day Bursa, and later taking Nicaea and Nicomedia. By 1354, the Ottomans had established a foothold in Europe, seizing Gallipoli after an earthquake weakened its walls. Over the next decade, they advanced further, capturing Adrianople and making it their new capital. The Serbian Empire, however, refused to yield. King Vukašin sought to drive the Ottomans out of Europe while most of their forces were in Asia. With 35,000 troops, he moved into the Meriza River Valley, failing to send scouts ahead. A small force of Ottoman riders struck under cover of night, devastating the Serbian camp. Thousands perished in their sleep, and many drowned in the river. The Serbian king and his brothers perished, effectively ending the Serbian Empire. Many Balkan rulers, including the Prince of Moravian Serbia, were forced to become Ottoman vassals. Yet, resistance did not wane. When the Ottoman army moved eastward, Lazar Rabujanović, the Prince of Moravian Serbia, seized the opportunity to rise against them. He formed a formidable alliance of Serbs, Bulgarians, Bosnians, Albanians, and even some Bohemian and Hungarian aristocrats. In 1386, his forces achieved a critical victory at the Battle of Plotnik, pushing the Ottomans out of southern Serbia. However, the Ottomans would not let this challenge go unanswered. In June 1389, Sultan Murad, alongside his sons Bayezid and Yakub, led a massive Ottoman army to crush Lazar's rebellion. The battle would take place on the fields of Kosovo, a landscape surrounded by mountains that Lazar hoped would neutralize the Ottomans' numerical advantage. He positioned his 30,000 warriors strategically, with himself commanding the center, flanked by 2 noble commanders, Vlatko Vuković on the left and Vuk Branković on the right. Murad, in contrast, commanded an army of 50,000. His forces included light cavalry, archers, heavy Sipahi cavalry, irregular infantry, and the formidable Janissary Corps. The battle commenced on June 15, with both sides exchanging ineffective cannon fire. The Ottoman archers advanced, unleashing a deadly volley, prompting Lazar to send his cavalry charging forward. While the Ottoman center and right held their ground, the Serbian right flank managed to push deep into the Ottoman lines, nearly reaching their camp. However, Bayezid's forces counterattacked, forcing the Serbian left flank to retreat. At this pivotal moment, an unexpected betrayal altered the course of history. Vuk Branković, leading the Serbian right flank, suddenly withdrew with his forces. Some argue he was a traitor, while others believe he preserved his men to fight another day. Regardless of his motives, his departure left Lazar's army vulnerable. The Ottomans quickly exploited the gap, flanking the Serbian center and encircling their forces. As the battle reached its climax, a group of Serbian knights saw an opportunity. With Murad's bodyguards occupied elsewhere, they broke through his defenses. According to legend, 11 knights sacrificed themselves to clear a path for their comrade, Miloš Obilić, who struck down the Sultan in a daring act of assassination. However, Lazar himself was soon slain in the chaos. With their leaders dead, the Serbian army crumbled, and the battlefield became a slaughterhouse. Despite the heavy losses on both sides, the Ottomans emerged victorious, and their advance into Europe continued. Lazar and Miloš became revered figures in Serbian history, venerated as saints for their courage and sacrifice. Though the battle was over, the struggle against Ottoman rule persisted for centuries, shaping the history of the Balkans and the Ottoman Empire alike.